is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard live from the car yet again this afternoon, because I can tell you the news just cannot wait. The Edmonton Oilers, well, wait on them this weekend. It's going to be a massive weekend for the Oilers one way or another here this weekend. Obviously, the Oilers are on a 5-game day break, and well, there's trade rumors with Montreal. There's trade rumors with Columbus. There's Jack Campbell's situation. There's a lot to possibly go on with this Edmonton Oilers squad here on this 5-day break. Of course, the weekend, you think that would be a good time to move some action around, fit the cap. You got some time to play with some pieces if you have to. So the Oilers, no matter what, friends, I guarantee are going to be up to something this weekend, whether it be some minor roster moves or some major roster moves. With that said, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Really do appreciate being aboard. If you are new to the channel at any point, I have no clue what this video is going to do after it's live. So if you are new, consider hitting that subscribe button. And thanks again for tuning in. Patrick's been, well, pretty much texting me as I've queued up this video this evening. Peter, welcome aboard. But the Edmonton Oilers, as we know, you saw in the thumbnail, it's a tweet about the Columbus Blue Jackets situation and what the Edmonton Oilers are kind of cooking up there. They've been watching the Jackets and the Habs quite substantially over the past week. Columbus, like Montreal, needs to make some moves to move some pieces out to kind of fit what is a triple-headed goaltender monster at this point. And for the Edmonton Oilers, goaltender wouldn't hurt, albeit Mr. Stuart Skinner is doing well, and Jack Campbell, to his credit, has won, I believe, his last 2 starts at the AHL level. He's looked good 3 out of the last 4. And you got to also think the Oilers incentivized more so for an internal solution than to give up picks and get rid of Campbell. So at this point, the Edmonton Oilers are going to do something by the end of the weekend, even if it is as simple, as I said earlier this week, as calling up Jack Campbell from the AHL. So we'll see. We'll see what the Oilers are up to, I guess is the big question here. Columbus is an interesting trading partner. There's Chikhinov, there's Boquist, there's one of their goalies, I think it's Merzlikins is the one I think we should be looking at. So we're all kind of around in that realm of, there's a bunch of guys off of Columbus we could possibly go out there and get. You got to think in Montreal, they just signed Montembeault to a new extension. So obviously Jake Allen, we've heard about him. Are you available? Caden Primo maybe, if we want to get younger. So you know, there's a whole ton of things that the Edmonton Oilers are kind of lining up here. You got to think as well, if you're making these kind of moves, maybe there's a subsidiary move somewhere out there across the NHL with another team, kind of similar to what Vancouver did with Beauvillier in Chicago to facilitate the trade with the Flames. So we're kind of going back and forth right now with where this all could land. And that's why tonight, right now, as it just currently sits, I'm sitting outside of work, getting in the car. I will tell you right now, all I'm looking at is the Oilers are definitely up to something. And it might be just taking a 5-day break and then winning 5 in a row. I don't know. It could be that simple at the end of the day. But realistically, where we're at right now is we just kind of are sitting in this little situation. We got lots of trade rumors. We got a goalie in the minors that's an NHL signed $5 million goalie. So there's a couple of things on the burner here that I think the Oilers are going to try and take care of this weekend, or at least throughout this 5-day break. So the Oilers are up to something. What? I mean, they're watching the Columbus Blue Jackets. We know that much for sure. That's really about all that we know at this point. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. But Peter, you guys in the chat are just mostly chatting amongst yourselves. But to be honest with you, is Ken Holland still in charge of making trades? I'm sure Ken Holland is in charge of sourcing trades, albeit though, as I said, I think Ken Holland at this point is a figurehead, and that would mean that Jeff Jackson has the final okay, because if you're setting up trades for this Edmonton Oilers team, you're not talking about trades that'll impact just this year. Your window is the next 3, so you got to keep that in mind, and obviously that is what Jeff Jackson is here to take care of. So we'll see if that ends up being the case, in which it kind of blueprints another Jeff Jackson trade somehow, some way, maybe another Chris Knobloch connection. Who knows what the Oilers are really going to target here when it comes down to it. We've heard Boquist, we've heard Cheekhanov, we've heard Merzlikins, we've heard Montembeault and Allen. However, those two are kind of taken care of. It's now just Allen. And there might be a mystery player across the NHL or a mystery team across the NHL that we might have to engage with. But for now, friends, I'll leave you at this. The Oilers are up to something. We'll see what it is. I'm Tyson, this Dolynny TV. Thank you, everybody, for being aboard. Like I said, just a quick update. More on all of this tonight when I get home. Trust me on that. It'll be a late upload. A couple of things to take care of here in town. But I will catch you a little bit later from the studio this evening. Thanks for being aboard. I am up on out of here.